Welcome, welcome. Here we are. Old OG back in the commentary box for this one, round 10.
Welcome, here we are. Old OG back in the commentary box for this one, round 10.
It's our final round. It's a 2-hour enduro race. As you can see, some good lap times going down. We're coming to the end of free practice. And yes, this is our 2-hour finale. 2 hours of Watkins Glen. We start at 5 a.m. in the morning and we'll race till 7 a.m. So yes, it's the big show. It's the grand final. Everybody wants to get into the podium interviews. We'll chat to 3 drivers at the end. And yes, as I said, our season finale. All the regulars. We're missing a couple. We had a couple of fellas had to pull out at the last minute, unfortunately. And hope those boys are going okay. So as I said, we're going to go into a shootout quali, so each driver will get a hot lap. They'll go out, do an out lap, warm their tyres, warm their brakes. And they'll have 1 lap to set their best time, and that will sort our grid for the 2-hour finale. So I believe first cab off the rank will be Messick. We're running the quali in championship order, so lowest on the championship table to highest. We've got a couple of cold ones up here in the commentary box. You can see Messick there just finishing off his final practice. Pretty much everybody is in the pit lane now. Server will click over. It'll be 6 a.m. on Saturday morning. And yeah, as I said, first driver out will be Messick. He will get 1 out lap and then 1 hot lap, followed by the 12 other drivers: Heat, GTB, Spawn, Wolf, Butler, Kilroy, Binger, Urban, Sniper, Nobby, Mac and Vibes. Vibes, he's just finishing work, so he'll probably come in late to the session. I've left the boys in charge of that. So here we go.
Green light, go, go, go.
We're going to have Messick coming out first. He should be leaving the pits any second. So he pops down, starts his car, and he's off. driving the Ferrari. Hasn't done a lot of racing this year. He's had real-world commitments. But always one of the top-rated drivers in OSA. Has been for a couple of years now. When he races, he leaves it all on the track, that's for sure. Doesn't look to be doing a lot of warming up. He's just straight into it by the looks of things. He's, I believe he's one of our only right foot breakers. How he gets it done, I've seen him race in his sim. It's pretty amazing to watch. He only gets half as tired as us blokes because he's only using one leg. Comes into the last turn. This will be his hot lap. This will be his time to set. It should be fairly quick, I'd imagine. Here he goes. Sets off on his hot lap, about to cross the start-finish line. And there goes the clock. This is the one. Into the first turn pretty nicely there. Doesn't run wide. No track limits. Pretty safe. Heads up the hill through the S's. Coming into the bus stop chicane. How does he get through here? Is one of the trickiest parts of the circuit. Takes a bit of curb. Car's nice and balanced. Gets on the gas. Beautiful line there. Doesn't run too wide. Track limits there in that corner too. Oh, and he runs wide and he's into the fence. That's going to be his lap done. He continues on. Oh, he's lost all rhythm. He's into the fence again. And that's him. He's done. So we could be seeing one of the favourites start from the back here. We've got Heat XL. He's out on his hot warm-up lap. Very tricky conditions. I believe the track is either green or fast. There is no time progression, so each driver has the same conditions in which to quali. So no driver gains an advantage in track conditions. So very tricky conditions. Heat comes into the final corner, gets it turned, gets on the gas, and he'll be on his quali lap now. Into the first turn, looking nice, no track limits. Looks like his strategy is to stay away from the curbs in these tricky conditions. Don't mind that. Gets a good run up the hill. That Beamer's cranking, 260k an hour. He hits the brakes, goes into the bus stop, takes a good lot of curb. It likes the curbs, the BMW. Oh, and he's gone. He's got it crossed up and he's into the fence. Well, disaster for both drivers first out. And we've got GTB on his warm-up lap. Can he post a time? He's on and off the brakes, getting it all warmed up. That's the way, GT. Drag that brake, mate. Get as much heat into them tyres as you can. You only get one shot here. Into the final turn, he comes onto the main straight for his hot lap. Here he goes, GTB, what can he do? He doesn't have a time to beat, because the two previous drivers have binned it in the slippery conditions. Gets into the first corner, can he avoid track limits on exit? He looks to have done that. How's he go up through the S's? Looking pretty stable at the moment, runs a bit wide there, but he reels it in. On the straight up the hill towards the bus stop chicane. He's on the brakes, tips it in, takes a bit of curb on entry. Gets what looks to be a nice exit, keeps it on the track. Runs a little wide. Oh, that's going to be close to track limits there. I think he may have gotten away with it. Oh, and he runs really wide, he's using all the track. Looks like he's having a real dig here. Now, this corner's very tricky, off camber. He keeps it straight, has a little bit of a wiggle as he goes up the hill. Very awkward corner, this one. And the next one, he runs up the hill. You've got to brake early, get it turned, and try not to get on the gas too hard. Easy to spin the car. Stays within track limits, comes to the final turn, gets it turned in nicely, gets hard on the gas. Here he goes. What's he got? This will be our first lap. Looking like a 48. 49.0, that's a good lap, and he takes pole position. Spawn Racing was looking pretty good in practice. Let's see what kind of time he can put down on his out lap now. Looks like he's sending it from the get-go too. Has really found something with the Aston. Old Spawn, he joined us a season ago, and since then has been making really good gains. Has been unlucky this season with a couple of mishaps, so also has had his first win this season and I believe first pole position, so it's not all bad. But as you know, you always want to do better, and this fella's always trying his best and trying to improve, so that's hats off to him. Puts a lot of time into his sim racing and it's starting to show. He's nice and easy on the throttle through there. Very easy to spin the car on that turn. Oh, what time's he got here? This is his hot lap, actually. Sorry, I think I called it his out lap. It's going to be a 46.6. And that is going to be pole at the moment. We have Wolfie, if I can find him, on track, about to go. Oh, you see him warming his tyres. I did have him there. It's been a while since I've been in the box, so I'm a little bit rusty with the controls, so bear with me. Here we go. Here comes the Wolf. See him warming tyres, warming brakes. He comes into the final turn for his hot lap. Down the main straight he goes, and he sets off on his hot lap. What can he do here? Gets it into the first turn, avoids track limits, nice and steady. Car's nice and stable. Up through the S's. Can get pretty dicey if you catch that inside curb. It unsettles the car, but he's avoided that, and he's got a good run going up the hill. Comes into the bus stop chicane. How brave is he? Down to fourth. Eats a big heap of curb. The car bounces and he keeps his foot in it nicely. Great work there, Wolfie. Can he keep it from running wide here? Nice. Takes a beautiful line down there. He's going to be hard onto the brakes. Probably down into third here, I'd say. Lets it run. Gets on the gas. Uses all the track, and here this is one of the trickiest corners here. Easy to spin the car. He turns it in. He's nice and steady on the gas. Has a bit of a wiggle, and he goes up the hill, and I think he's all right. Gets it turned nicely. Gets a good exit up the hill. He'll have to watch his throttle input here so as not to spin the big boatly. Oh, he runs wide. I think he's okay there with track limits. We'll see how he goes. He keeps it inbounds there as well. We've still got white numbers. Last corner, he's on the gas early. Runs it all the way out to the fence. What's he got here? Coming across the line of 48.3, and he goes to second. Well done. Great lap, Wolfie. Great lap. Okay, we got Butler out on track. Here he goes. Sets off on his hot lap. Butler's new to OSA. I think he's had a half a dozen or so starts. He's got good racecraft. I believe he had a pole position quite a few rounds ago. And yeah, he's looking like a bit more time, and he'll be one of the regulars you'll see here. Comes up to the bus stop. It's hard on the brakes. Oh, the car protests as he tries to turn it in. But he's staying away from the curbs. Looks pretty good. Looks to have got a good exit. Nice line through there. He's hard on the gas pretty much all the way. Uses all the track on exit nicely. Here we go. This is hazard corner number 1. Really easy to spin the car. He gets on it. Looks nice. Gets a fairly good run up the hill. Oh, it's squirrely out of there. Very close to spinning the car, but he hangs onto it. Gets it into the second to last corner. Gets a nice run out of there. How does he go? Getting onto the main straight. On the gas early. Runs it all the way out to the fence. And goes second. With a 48.2. Got Kilroy on track now as he sets off on his hot lap. Gets it in nice, takes a good chunk of curb on the inside, gets a nice run on the exit. The big Aston up through the S's, sounds amazing. Into the bus stop, how much curb does he take? Nice. Takes a fair amount on the way in and on the way out, and has some pretty good speed through there. Avoids track limits, it's a good looking line. How late does he break down here? Looks to have a nice run out, uses all the track. The driver's really pushing the limits on that turn. Goes wide, tips it in hard. And she's on the gas and up the hill. This is looking like a good lap. Very awkward this corner. How does he go? Gets it turned, gets a nice run up the hill. It's on the brakes early, gets it turned down to first gear. Short shift to second and gets on the gas. That's a different way, that corner. We haven't seen that yet. Does it work for him? Gets an awesome run out of the second to last turn. How do we go here? Gets it turned in nicely, and he's on the gas early. This could be a pole lap. Here we go. Is it pole? It is. 46.2. What a lap under pressure. That's a great lap by Kilroy. One of our mainstays of OSA. Been around a long time. Binger, the Binger King, here he goes. Always running at the front, this bloke. We'll see what he can get out of the Audi. Sets off on his hot lap. Gets it in nice. Heads on up the S's, up the hill. He's got some good pace coming to the bus stop. How much curb does he take? A fair bit in the Audi. You see it bouncing around there, but he's still got a handle on it. Gets a beautiful exit. And a lovely run out of the inner loop, I believe they call it. Or that could be down here. Uses all the track on exit there, as every other driver has. Gets it in nice and tight there, really tight to the curb, and then accelerates up the hill. Takes a little bit of curb on entry, gets a nice run up the hill. Turns it beautifully there. It's pretty awkward there. Looks to have a nice run out of there. Coming down to the second to last corner. Takes it pretty much flat out in fourth gear. Gets a great run into the final turn. Taps the brakes and then he's off. What can he do here? This is looking like this could be a pole lap. It's a 46. He's second. 46.5. Really good lap. Really good lap there by Binger. And now we have what some would claim is the favourite for tonight's race. Loves this track. Has been making some massive gains again this season in the Audi. The old Urban Ghost. As you can see, we've got Good Vibes has joined. He's made it. So that's really good. He'll get a crack at the shootout as well. It's all 13 drivers. And we've got Urban on his warm-up lap. Comes onto the final straight here, gives it the boot. Here we go, he's going to set off on his hot lap. I'm tipping he'll be inside the top 5 if he gets his one of his best laps in. Looks quick up the hill. .262, 263, 264 before he hits the brakes. That's the fastest we've seen in there. Takes a big chunk of the curb in the middle of the bus stop. Gets it in nice. This is going to be a cracking lap if he can finish it off. Runs all the way out wide. Really gets it turned in there and on the gas a bit early. Runs it, right to the edge of the track. Using every inch he can. Runs a little wide there, but he's looking all right. The car's still steady. Needs to make up a little bit of time. Nice and steady out of there. He's coming down to the second to last corner. Keeps it in 4th. Bit of brake. Gets it turned. Gets back on it. Last turn is crucial for a good lap time here. Oh, the car moves. Front end moves out on him just as he is getting on the gas. He's going to be in there. Top 4. 46.9. These lap times are close. Scotty Sniper out on track. The only McLaren running this season on his warm-up. He heads off on his hot lap. What can Scotty produce? Always up late on a Saturday night with a couple of hours difference between Australia and New Zealand, but he's always there or thereabouts. Makes amazing posters every week for OSA. To promote our races, so big thanks there to Scotty. Runs a little bit wide there, but gets away with it. Here we go. He's got a good run going here. Final corner. What kind of lap time can he put down? Looks a little bit off the pace, but it's a 2-hour race, so it's not that bad. Top 5. I was wrong there. Top 5. Nice lap. Nice lap, Scotty. Got Nobby Nuts. The nut bag in his Beamer, heads onto the front straight, about to start his hot lap. Gets it turned in nicely, avoids track limits, gets on the gas pretty hard. Let's see what the top speed is up the main straight. Urban Ghost got to 264 before he slammed on the brakes. 260, just touched on 260. Takes a big chunk of curb on entry. Gets out nicely. Carries some good speed through there. Can he avoid track limits? Yes, he does. Middle sector, very tricky. The car protests as he tries to push it up the hill. Not a bad run, he's carrying plenty of speed. Gets it stopped, gets it turned in. Gets a lovely exit out of there, he's on the gas hard. Second to last turn. Car looking nice and stable. Comes onto the main straight. And he'll start ninth. Mac Main, a guy who has gone out of his way to help me this season. Mega thanks to him. He's always in. He does leaderboards, driver stats. He's running tonight's shootout. Sets off on his hot lap. This should be pretty good. If he nails a lap, he'll go close to pole. A standout driver of OSA. He's had a few unlucky breaks this season. But he's right at the top of the leaderboard. Into the bus stop chicane, 262. Takes a good chunk of curb. He hangs onto it, gets back on the gas really early. Look at the speed he's carrying through there. Sends it all the way wide. He looks to be up. All the tyres protesting there. How's he get out? He gets out nicely. Doesn't use quite as much of the ripple as some of the other boys. Getting into that tricky zone. Here we go. The end of second sector, the beginning of the third. He's gaining time again as he runs up the hill. Looks pretty good out of there. He's gaining time. This could be the pole lap. Into the second to last turn. He's a tenth up. He's just lost a little bit through there. What kind of exit does he get? Takes a big chunk of the entry curb. Gets on the gas. This is going to be tight. Comes down and that's pole. 46.0. There's not much in that. What a pole lap. Under pressure. We're down to our final driver, Good Vibes, who's just made it home from work, straight in the big Grouper M. Heads off on his quali lap. What's he got? Needs a 46.0 to claim pole. .262. Nobody's beaten Urban up there. Urban come into the bus stop at 264 kilometres an hour. The AMG looks mega through there. Stable as. Gets it turned in. Gets on the gas. This is cracking. Oh, runs wide there. Can he get it turned in? Not quite. Runs a bit wide, but manages to keep it on track. The tricky uphill section doesn't step out. Looks pretty good. Coming down into the awkward little second gear turn here. If you don't get it right, you can run wide. You hear him feather the throttle a bit. He's picked up a bit of time there. But unfortunately lost in the next corner. Oh, and steps the back out. Very tricky, that corner. Very tricky. Second to last turn. Down the main straight. What's he got for us? Where will he finish? 7th. Not a bad quali. Straight out of the work bus. Straight into the AMG. That was a great quali by all the boys. So as you can see, Mac Main on pole by by less than 2/10 of a second to Kilroy. Binger in third. Spawn 4. Urban 5. Top 5 covered by less than a second. Sniper 1.3. Good Vibes 1.6. The mid-pack covered by a second. Butler, Wolf, GTB, Nobby, Heat and Messick bringing up the rear as they did not complete their hot lap. So it's just a couple of minutes now and we're going to go racing. There'll be a full observation lap. And yeah, it'll be a full observation lap. And then the boys will go racing. We'll get a couple of screenshots here for the lads. So throughout the race, we'll jump on board with various drivers. We might stay on about 4th position, see how that pans out for us. We may even leave that leaderboard up there and stay in this camera just for a while. Once we get the boys round their observation lap and they head off on the race. And we'll see, we'll start cycling through to catch a bit of the action. The track is only fast then, so when the session finishes, we will be heading to Sunday morning at 5 AM in-game time. As I said, this is the final round 10. We'll be taking a 6 to 8 week break after a long season. We have a Facebook page. You can catch us at Ogtane Simracing Australia on Facebook. If you're looking to join, jump in there, send a request, and we'll get you racing. Yeah, you can also find myself on YouTube, OGT328. I'll be commentating next season. And yes, special mention to Wolf and Mac and this season's stewards as well, who do a lot of work behind the scenes and help me out immensely to keep all this running. So yeah, thanks boys, really appreciate it. That is the session end. Cars will spawn onto the grid and we're going to go racing for 2 hours. It's a long race. It's It's a big way to finish the season. We always finish off with a 2-hour enduro. You can see the boys up and down on the jacks putting in their final setups. Excuse me. Session should click over any time. We will spawn onto the grid. There it is. 2 mandatory pit stops for tyres and fuel. 2 hours of race time. So while we wait for the session to begin, you'll see the drivers drop down off the jacks, turn their lights on, all just putting in their final setups, making sure they've got fuel, tyres, all that set up. So on pole we've got Mac. He has had 46 total OSA starts. Second would be Kilroy. Kilroy's right up there. He has 56 starts.
20 seconds.
Binger, 60 starts. Spawn, son of Spawn.
10 seconds.
He's on 15 race starts, so he's doing really well considering he's racing against guys with 50 starts. Urban Ghost. He'll be He's 43 starts. You see the boys switch their lights on. Sniper. Scotty Sniper's on 58 starts. Good Vibes has 56 starts. Butler, being the new boy on the block, has 8 starts. It's the Wolf. I believe he's on to 61 starts. GTB 41 starts. Nobby Nuts, I believe, is leading the pack. He has 64 OSA race starts. Pete XL on 39 race starts. And Messick on 35 race starts. So you see the field start to cycle around. Be warming tyres and brakes. We'll get rid of that. We'll stay with this camera here. Yes, we've pretty much got the entire field. We do. So things will probably spread out as the race wears on. It is an enduro race. Some guys are quicker than other guys, and so we'll see some guys get out in front Other guys may drop back a bit, but anything can happen in 2 hours. So the name of the game is to stick at it, stay in there, and you'll pretty much see all these fellas will finish the race. Will we see any lap 1 carnage? We have 2 safety cars just in case. They're all pretty level-headed drivers, these guys. They all know when to hold them, when to fold them, but in racing anything can happen. And nobody's perfect. Telemetry on screen is Spawn. He's in 4th. And we'll just stick with him for a minute as we can capture the whole field that way. Yeah, lights ablaze. Looks amazing, fellas. They've been given the signal to form up 2 wide. Here we go into the second last corner. Oh, we've got 1 in the pits. That looks to be GTB. He'll start from the pit lane. And that's probably not a bad idea. It's a long race. You stay out of the argy-bargy at the start of the race. But I think you'll see that most blokes will keep a level head. You don't need damage. 2 minutes into a 2-hour race. Here we come down the main straight. We're about to go racing. And we're green. The field sets off on the final round, round 10, 2 hours of Watkins Glen. There's a bit of slicing and dicing going on, and everybody keeps a level head. Binger gets a jump on Kilroy, who just settles into 3rd place. And Mack and Binger out in front. The field streams up the hill for the first time. Oh, looks to be a bit of contact in the back there between the Ferrari. And I'm not sure. Yeah, he seems to have relented there a bit and let Butler through. We got Mack, he's out in front the first lap, Binger closely behind him, Kilroy, Spawn 4th, Urban 5th, Good Vibe 6th, Sniper 7th. The Wolf seems to have made up a couple of spots, I could be wrong. The boys head up the hill for the first time. Nobby looks to have lost quite a few spots there. I'm not sure what's going on there. Heat and GTB. Lap 1, 2 hours. Boys look to have settled down pretty quickly. They know it's a long race. And it looks like Mack's driving away at the moment. There'll be many strategies play out here. There's no pit window. It looks like we've got Spawn heading down trying to make a move, but he pulls out. Yeah, you can see some damage on the Ferrari there. It's definitely made contact somewhere. And you can see by he's dropping back from Butler. Kilroy and Spawn. Spawn was looking pretty racy coming into the bus stop there. Urban Ghost, he seems to consolidated 5th position, is just cruising along with his brother right behind him. We love a good Cutler brothers battle. Looks like they're going to go at it again. They've had some epic battles, and we're looking forward to another one. Lap times will get quicker and quicker as the tyres come in and the track warms up. It's only going to warm up a couple of degrees. It could be enough to switch those tyres on. In mid-pack, you make one mistake and you're gone. Max got himself a little bit of a gap over Binger. But Binger's got his hands full with Kilroy.
Sitting by the fire with my family watching the footy and having a few beers.
With Kilroy and son of Spawn. Here goes Scotty. Looks like Scotty's going to try and pull a move. Looks to have pulled out of it. That's probably wise at this stage of the game. Just sizing up where he can get by, I would imagine. You really need to play the long game here in these Enduros. There's just no gain in sending it early and causing issues for yourself and the guy you're racing. This is a great little mid-pack battle. There's going to be 5 cars involved in this shortly. Got Butler slowly catching and Messick with a severely damaged Ferrari.
Medium light skin tone.
Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars, all nose to tail. Look at that Ferrari, it's got some major damage. As you can see in his LCD readout there, the cun. He's definitely sick. He's definitely a cun, trust me. The king of the dirty Euros. Good old Messick, he'll be waiting for the first round of pit stops so he can either fix that damage and you never know, he might pull an early pit stop. Looks like he's starting to apply a bit of pressure to Butler there. Butler moves across to defend. At this stage of the game, I probably wouldn't be defending, as it's just going to slow you and the guy down behind. I'd probably try and work together and catch the guys in front. Being Wolfie, Sniper and Good Vibes, they seem to be just getting away a little bit. Go back up the front. Mac still out in front. Not much of a buffer. 1.7 seconds to Binger. Kilroy right in there behind him, waiting to pounce on any mistakes. Spawn's got a good run going. He's a little bit off the mark there, but still plenty of racing left. Go back to this mid-pack battle. I can't take my eyes off it. It's where it's at right now, as the front 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys have sort of got just settled into their work. But these guys are still arguing over who's going to lead this train. Scotty Sniper a couple of laps ago looked to put a move on, but backed out wisely and is just trying to size up where he can get it done. And the Wolf is drawn right up behind him, as has Messick in the background there. Looks to be coming down the outside of Butler. And I think he's got the move done, and he has. In the damaged Ferrari. Have a look at it, paint off it everywhere. And he's going to set sail for Wolfie. Let's see if Butler can go with him. Heat lapping around solidly. We've got a little bit of a stoush going to start happening here. Kilroy and Sport. With Urban in the background, he's just kicking back, looking to pick up some possible chocolates, but only 5 laps down. Plenty of racing left in this one. This mid-pack battle. Messick's closed the gap on Wolfie. Butler seems to be holding his own. Won't be long, and these guys are going to be right on each other. I think Jason just jumped in the chat before, something about sitting by the fireplace. Thanks for popping in, Jace. We'll see you in June, I think it is, for the Enduro Spa. They're looking pretty solid, these fellas. Wolfie's... Scotty may have made a slight mistake there because he's lost some ground to Sniper, and Wolfie's really putting the pressure on him here. He forced him into an early mistake and take the position. The Wolf's driven out of his skin this season. He's really jumped out of the box with an upgrade in hardware. Here comes Messick. He's gonna put the blowtorch to the Wolf. We'll see if he just lets him go and lives to fight another day, but you never know. He may defend here and just try and keep the damaged Ferrari behind him. See, Wolfie's lost a bit of time there through the sea. Oh, and runs wide. That could be a track limit warning. This early in the race, it could definitely hamper your willingness to send it later on. Keeps his position, defends nicely there, does Wolfie. Oh, Messick right on him now. So Scotty's got the goods on the AMG coming into the bus stop. He's just sizing him up nicely. Sparks fly from the big AMG. He's got that thing right down on the ground. Looks like up in front you've got Mac, and Mac's sort of driving away a little bit. Oh, Good Vibes makes a little mistake. Does he open the door for Scotty? Not quite. He survives, but that's going to put him under some pressure. We'll just stay with this battle for a tick. Looks like he's recovered. You should be able to fend him off through this next part of the track. We go up ahead. Mac sort of driving away, and Spawn looks to be putting some pressure on Kilroy there, with Urban in the background just biding his time. Your race leader has the fastest lap, 46.1. Only a tenth off his shootout pole time, I believe. Oh, and looks like we've missed that. Scotty's made the move on the Grouper M, Good Vibes. And now he's coming under attack from the Wolf. These boys are throwing down early. We'll leave this battle on. Oh, and it looks like Mesket's going up the inside. He's trying to put a move on the Wolf. What will the Wolf do? I think he'll back out of this one and let him have it. Very aware of... Oh, they go too wide. Too wide through there. That's fucking unreal. And he relents in the end and lets him have the position. Great racing, boys. Side by side. That's how it's done. Oh, Messick moving forward. We go up the front. Spawn has made his way around Kilroy. Down the main straight, I would say. We just missed that. I could see him coming, getting close to together, but unfortunately missed the pass. Go back to this mid-pack battle. They're all over each other here. Wolfie holding his own there. Good Vibes looking to make up a bit of time back on Scotty. Sparks fly. Oh, and we've got a car turned around. That's Kilroy. From 4th position. He's going to end up at the back of the pack. That's unfortunate for the big fella. It looks like he's got the car back on track. It's going to put him all the way back down in 11th. This battle here is heating up. Sniper, good vibes, Messick and the Wolf. You can see cars, the difference in sectors. Some cars are faster through sectors than others. Messick has a little look. Pulls back into line. Oh, he comes so close there. Really late on the brakes. You can see on the track map up middle of the left-hand side of the screen, you're 33 out in front. That's Mac. Binger behind him. Son of Spawn, third, and Urban. They're just biding their time, them fellas. They realise the position they're in and just going to get some laps down. But this battle here, the mid-pack, they are glued to one another, and here comes Butler. Looks like he wants a piece of the action. Kilroy is in for an early pit stop. Sparks fly as the boys go into the tight inner loop. Kilroy in the pits, looks to be getting damage fixed, probably get a fresh set of tyres, and that'll be one of his pit stops done. He'll go a lap down, but he could make it back. I dare say he'll run this middle session, he'll run along in this middle session and see if he can make up some time. Looks to be, oh, who's that in the background? GTB. All over the place, does well to hang on to it. Looks like Kilroy is now exiting the pits and gets himself a 30-second stop go for speeding. That's going to compound his problems. Unlucky, mate. Just click that pit limiter off just a fraction too early, and race control jumped straight on him. He'll have 3 laps to serve that penalty, I believe. That is really going to put a dent in his race. But with an hour and 39 minutes to go, you might see him come straight back in, serve that penalty, and run long to the end. Maybe a quick splash tyre change right at the end. It's the only way I can sort of see him getting back into this at the moment.
Let's go, Mac, in your biggest fan.
Josh Lewis says, let's go, Mac, I'm your biggest fan. Admirers. Josh Lewis says, let's go, Mac, I'm your biggest fan. Admirers. Well, as you can see, Mac is well out in front. Has quite a decent buffer, so he'll be under no pressure. Followed by Binger and Son of Spawn and Urban as they head through the bus stop. We're going to have a little battle here. We've got a battle of GTB and Heat. GT right up behind him. He has a little look, but brakes nice and early. Well done. Good racing. Gets a bit squirrely. That could be track limits there if he doesn't get off the gas.
defeated. Thanks guys, appreciate you tuning in.
Spawn looks to be making inroads on Binger there. Just slowly creeping up on him. And Urban's not out of it either. He's just sitting back there biding his time. Kilroy, unfortunately, he's down. He's done a pit stop, but he's just served his 30-second stop go. So let's see how he goes through the race. See if he can get back on the lead lap, make up some time. Scotty's pulled out a bit of a gap there. He's taken the pressure off himself. And the Wolf still all over Messick. And Messick just can't seem to find any inroads on Good Vibes just yet. Oh, the Wolf's car squirrely out of that turn. Does he hang on to it? Yes, he gets it up the hill. Oh, Messick now looking. Does he send it? No, he backs out. Not really the corner for a pass there. But he's all over Good Vibes. Putting a blowtorch to the back of the big AMG. Goes out wide, tries to cut in underneath him, but Vibes, he gets a good solid run out of there, moves to the middle of the track to defend. Doesn't give him any room. Great defending. This mid-pack battle is still raging. Look at Messick all over Good Vibes. They go up the hill nearly side by side. He pulls out. But I think the AMG's going to have the legs up the straight. But the Ferrari gets a bit of a tow. As damaged as it is, the big AMG lugs him up the hill. You can see how much better the AMG is through the bus stop there. Messick loses out there a little. Wolfie's just hanging there. He's hoping to pick up the chocolates if these guys come to grief. Runs a little bit wide again, but then again so does Butler, and they go too wide. Messick shoves it on in there, but backs out. Very respectful racing. It wasn't quite on. He was almost there. What a battle. With an hour and 30 to go, these blokes, they don't care about the time. They just want the position in front of them. Oh, the Ferrari runs wide, gets it in the dirt, hangs onto it. Loses a little bit of time. Gives Good Vibes time to breathe. Good Vibes to the middle of the track to defend. Wolfie just sending it out there just to have a little look, find his apex, gets a nice run. He's going to be all over Messick as well. These blokes battling is letting Wolfie catch up. One, two, three, bang, up the straight they go. Will someone try and put on a move? Here comes the Wolf up the inside. I think he'll back out. It's a pretty wise race of the old Wolf. He's just going to sit there by the looks of it and just blaze away on the back of the Ferrari. See if he can force the sick cunt into a mistake. Looks to be driving the Ferrari with a hell of a lot of damage. So hats off to... Oh, Messick, he's tagged the wall and he's around. Oh... He keeps it on track. He's definitely... Butler gets through. He's definitely going to have to pit now. That thing would be just about undrivable. And while all this is going on, Scotty Sniper's managed to scarper up the road a good 5 seconds, I'd say. He is a fair way up the road. Oh, the Wolf gets a bit wild. That's going to bring Butler into it. And we've had a change, second and third. Binger's been overtaken by Spawn. Unfortunately, watching the mid-pack battle, we've missed that move. At the big Aston Martin, looks to be steaming away. Binger back down to third. I think that was his original starting position. Got a cracking start and put one over on Kilroy, and since then, unfortunately for the Audi driver, he's come under some pressure and lost a position. But he won't give up. He'll put it straight back on. Spawn's going to have to watch his P's and Q's here, because any little opening, Binger will send it. That is for sure. Oh! Oh, GT getting wild there. Nobby pretty much on his own. Not much pressure. He's just going to cycle around. Oh, Josh, we've got an hour and 30 minutes of racing left, mate. So plenty of laps. Plenty of laps left. Can't take my eyes off this mid-pack battle, though. We've lost a couple. And Messick, I didn't think he'd had a choice. He had to pit. Let's hope he doesn't give himself a stop-go penalty like poor old Kilroy, because he gets that Ferrari fixed. He's going to be ultra quick. Messick, he's made his pit stop, and he has come out behind Heat. So he has not lost a lap, I don't think, but if he can keep his car on track, now it's repaired, he'll be super quick. We go back to the front, Mac all by himself, 8 seconds up the road. Binger still glued to the back of Spawn. These blokes are having a great old ding-dong. And Urban, he hasn't lost any ground either. He's just sitting there, nice steady laps, lap after lap. Consistency is king in ACC. And with an hour and a half to go, you need to position yourself for the last 30 minutes. Binger runs wide there. That could be track limits. It's a fair way off the track. I think he's going to try and send it up the inside here. He'll have a look. He'll definitely have a look. And Spawn just sends it on in there. He had the corner. Great racing. Wasn't put off by Binger at all there. That's heads up racing. Go back to the mid-pack. The Wolf and Butler are going to go at it. Good Vibes just up ahead of them. There's some epic battles going down early in this one with a half an hour gone. Wolfie nice and tight on the ripple, gets a great run out. The Bentley has been good in that corner. As you can see, the starry skies, things are going to start to lighten up soon as the sun rises. That's going to make conditions even more difficult for the drivers. The track will be starting to evolve. I would dare say we're into some optimum track conditions right now, but once the sun gets in their eyes, it's going to be really hard to see. And Mac, leader, is in the pits. And Binger is in the pits. Oh, sorry, that's Binger in the pits. Mac has continued on. So Spawn takes over second, Urban third. It's on between Butler and Wolfie. Butler up the inside. I don't think he has the corner. He does not. You need to be at least halfway up here in OSA before you can send it on in there. And if you're not, you could fall afoul of the stewards. That's it, Wolfie just holds his line. You got Butler there weaving all over the place, letting him know he's keen to get by. This might be the move here, but no, it looks like, oh, is he going to send it? No, he decides better of it. It's pretty good racing there, he just backs out. It's only going to end in tears, that one. Wolfie holds his line. There's not much Butler can do. You see him getting a bit squirrely there. He might be faster, but he's going to have to pick a safe place to pass. And looks like Wolfie's decided to let him go. Probably a good thing with this much time. And it looks like Wolfie will be making a pit stop. Heads up racing by Wolfie. He's decided to get out of that battle, get a pit stop done. Get some fresh rubber, get some fuel. Messick has got himself back up towards, who we got here, 4th place. So he's making a charge back through the field after repairing his highly damaged Ferrari after a couple of incidents. And he's going to put the blowtorch to Scotty Sniper here. Scotty really doesn't have anything to gain by holding him back, so you may see him just let him go and let him have his lap back. He looks to be sending up the inside. Doesn't have the run, backs out of it. Let Scotty have the corner, smart racing. Gets a mega exit, and he's still all over him. He will have fresher rubber, and Scotty will probably recognise that. But he's not really... Looks like Scotty's going for the pits. Well, that's fair enough in the end. And we've got Urban in the pits as well. So it looks like we're coming to our first round of pit stops. But 40 minutes down, not quite 40 minutes down, 20 laps are gone, and pit stops are starting to happen. See a few guys in the pits. Sniper in the pits, good vibes in the pits. All that mid-pack battle, all hitting the pit lane. Kilroy making his way back from an accident down in the inner loop and a 30-second stop go. Got GTB and Heat going at it. They've been pretty close all season. GT had to sit out a couple of races due to quali ban for some unsafe driving, but he took his penalty and he moved on, and these guys race just as hard as the guys up the front, trust me. Having a little look, thinks better of it, gets on the brakes nicely, gets a little unsettled through there. He's not quite as stable through the bus stop as the big BMW, and that seems to be where Heat skips away a little. You can see Binger there going to make some inroads on these guys pretty quickly, I'd say. He's completed one of his pit stops. Mac still out in front, I believe. No, Mac is in the pits. So he'll be serving one of his 2 pit stops. He's leaving the pit lane now, so things are going to cycle around. GT doing really well after starting in the pit lane. He's got the run here, but Heat defends well, just blocks him from coming across, gets back on the line. Smart racing by Heat. Oh! And GT has hit him and then causes all sorts of trouble. Smartly gets out of the way after that mistake. Really needs to brake just a little bit earlier. And after all the time and effort Heat's put into this race, I am glad that he did not send him into the wall. And GT should just back off a little, regain his composure. So we've got an hour and 18 minutes of racing, mate. Head down, find your rhythm. See the back of Heat's car has got a fair bit of damage. Might not be the first time he's been tapped. GT's going to have to watch that. And that'll also give his car a bit of aero damage at the front, so yeah, you can see there clearly on the back of the BMW it's been tagged. And he really needs to back off and just set up his moves instead of sending it. And depending what kind of strategy Heat is, might be a good idea for Heat to pit and let old mate go and try and gain a bit of time on him in the pits. Oh, GT eats a big bit of curb on entry there and unsettles the car, and that'll give Heat a bit of breathing space. Got Nobby in the pits, taking his first pit stop. Binger making his way back up the field after his pit stop. Butler has not pitted Neither has Heat, neither has GT, so Butler assumes second. Son of Spawn in first, with pit stop to serve in this cycle. You can see the field after the first round of pit stops is spread out a little. So we'll go to this battle here. GT now, he's found his brake pedal. Oh dear. Heat into the pits. That allows Scotty to get away. That's probably smart by Heat. Get his damage fixed, fuel her up, get some fresh rubber. Go to the front. Got Spawn out in front by a bit more than 5 seconds actually, because he has not pitted. Be interesting to see the strategy he's got cooked up here. Got Heat in the pits. Nobby behind him in 10th. Everyone's sort of found a groove right now. There's no real nose-to-tail battles at the moment. We knew that would happen. That happens in endurance racing. In the middle section of the race, just about doing consistent laps and trying to get yourself into a position where you can challenge for a win or a podium, or to take the place of the guy you've been racing. Heat's come out of the pits. Oh, with a 30-second stop and go, speeding in pit lane. That's going to really hamper his run home, that is. Butler in second, yet to make a pit stop. GT yet to make a pit stop. Spawn out in front. GT will need to pit soon, I think. Fuel-wise, a couple of these blokes are going to be pushing the limits. Binger sitting comfortably in fourth. He's got his first pit stop out of the way. It's only Butler really. Butler and Spawn, who I believe has about an 18-second lead. So he's going to need, even if he doubles that, I don't think he can hang on to the lead this time around. Wolfie making consistent laps. It's a lovely drive from the big man. Heat back into the pits to serve his 30-second stop and go. Let's hope he doesn't get caught speeding again. Got the leader. Does he pit? He does. Here he goes. He goes the leader. Things should start to cycle back to how they were now. He gets in the pits pretty cleanly. There goes Heat. And it's gonna keep him on the lead lap, I think. So that'll leave Butler and GT, I believe. The only guys not to have made a pit stop. Yep. So Mac now will go back to second, which is essentially first position. It's looking solid for the race win. He's got the fastest lap of 45.8. Race trim, that's an awesome lap. Tough conditions. See it starting to lighten up now. Drivers will be able to see a little easier, but when that sun cracks the horizon, that could change everything. Here we go, it's going to be Binger on Spawn. Oh, side by side, Binger gets the run. He's going to leave it in there. He was well up, more than halfway up, so well within his rights to send it. And Spawn decides to let him have the position, which is pretty clever with an hour and 10 minutes left to go. No damage. Live to fight another day in the big Aston Martin. He should be able to stick with Binger and just put in some solid laps. Looks to be our closest battle on track right now, so we'll stick with this one for a while. GT has made a pit stop, so Butler is the only guy not to have made a pit stop. He's run for nearly an hour. Urban in fifth, so essentially 1, 2 and 3 going to cycle around to hold their positions. Urban will be in fourth, I believe. A couple of guys have made some gains through that cycle of pit stops. Looks like Spawn's just backed off a little, so cool the tyres down, find his rhythm, smart racing. And there's Urban in the background, just stalking away. Has not been far out of the action all night. Got Messick making some inroads on Nobby here. Butler still hasn't pitted. He must be close. And looks like after a lap of just sitting back, Spawn's going to mount another challenge on Binger. Here he is, Butler out in front. little bit of damage there from lap 1. I think him and the Ferrari, Messick may have gone side by side and made some contact. And still has not pitted. We've got Mack 2 seconds behind him, so the old tyre v the new tyre plus light fuel versus heavy fuel is really cancelling itself out, and I would dare say Butler is going to have to make a pit stop very shortly. And see Mack with the fresher tyres making big gains. Looks like Butler's going to pit. No, wrong corner. Looks like Butler is. He could pit this lap. Yep, in he comes, and it wouldn't be long. And that'll give the lead back to Mack. The big Mack. As I said, fastest lap of the race so far, a 45.8. In race trim, that's fucking sending it round here. Now, Binger will assume second. Spawn third. Urban fourth. Butler in fifth, but Scotty will overtake him. Still not moving. Good Vibes is going to take the position back, go to sixth. The Wolf next. Messick sends it in deep. They're pretty heads up, these fellas, and Nobby will know that Messick's probably a little bit quicker than him, but it is 4 position, so he's not going to give it up cheap. Now Butler's back on the track, back into 10th. And Nobby has not given up on this position. He's going to make him pay. He's going to make him work for it. Go on board with Nobby Nuts as he tries to regain that position. Oh, Ferrari's very squirrely through there. Oh, so's the Beamer. Uses all the track and some, does Nobby. Up front, Spawn chasing Binger. Listen to that big Aston Martin. Butler back in the pits. So that could be a strategy that nobody thought of. He's pitted pretty much back to back. He's got an hour and 2 minutes. I'd say he'll take a fresh set of tyres and fuel the car till the run home, and As we all seen in the Enduro a couple of weeks ago, he can do long stints all by himself. He's not afraid. On board with Kilroy, still trying to make up time. Cost himself dearly after pitting and copping a 30-second penalty for speeding, so it's all uphill for him, unfortunately. Second of our Aston Martin drivers. It sounds unbelievable, this car. Board with Scotty Sniper. Yeah, Butler's was the last to pit and the first to complete both pit stops. So he's going to run to the end now, I'd say. Looks like Urban is making up some time on Spawn here. Let's go on board with Urban and see how this battle unfolds. This will be the closest two cars on track by the looks of the track map. We still have 13 starters. 32 laps down. So probably about 32 more to go. There's the call from Fabio, the world's most beautiful crew chief. We'll leave this battle on here and see if Urban can make up some time on Spawn, and I'm just going to jump out of the commentary box for a minute. I'll be right back. We are back. Urban making ground. Mack out in front. Unfortunately for Kilroy, it looks like he's taken that lap back. See, things have settled down. The boys have all got a bit of breathing room. Blue flags are flying. So that, who's that? Binger coming through on GTB. Lets him go by. Smart racing. Pulls to the inside. Stays out of trouble. But in the background, Urban is really cracking on now. Really pushing hard. Same with Messick. Looks like Messick's going to put the blowtorch to Wolfie. Still a lot of racing left with 55 minutes on the clock. Visually, the Audi looks like it's catching the Aston. They were talking it up during the week, the boys, how they're going to go at it, Spawn and Urban, and they start to duke it out, I'd say, in the last 30 minutes, so they won't disappoint. Definitely know how to go too wide in pretty much any corner. Oh, Spawn gets a bit wild there in the second to last corner. Gets a good run down the main straight. You can see the track's really rubbered up now, so the boys will be really feeling the grip starting to come in after their pit stops. See if the slower traffic in front changes anything here. You can see Urban loses a little bit of time. Definitely makes it up in the third sector. But that Aston, it's on rails. Really stable by the looks of things. Spawn driving a great race so far. Mac, he's a mile out in front. Car 33. GT getting out of the way nicely. Well done, GT. Heads up, driving, mate. Heads up. Let these boys at the front battle it out. You can see Spawn's really put the foot down there now. Looks to be holding his own. Hard to tell. Kilroy will be asking what the fuck WTF in the LCD screen there. Got very unlucky. Unfortunately looped his Aston and gained a 30-second penalty for speeding in pit lane. Still won't give up the big fella. And Heat's gone in to make his final pit stop. Scotty driving a solid race. Solid race in the McLaren. No one around him, no pressure. Butler has got his damage fixed and made both pit stops, so that could be that's going to be a strategy to watch out. That'll unfold for him a little bit later. Definitely gain a couple of positions, I think. So we've got Kilroy in and Heat making their final pit stops. 50 minutes to go. So Butler will regain 2 positions right now. Lapping in the 49s at the moment, so his tyres should start to come in. He will be heavy with fuel to get to the end. Good Vibes not far down the road, but he's yet to make a pit stop, his final one. And there's Heat out of the pits. Only 3.5 seconds behind Butler, so he puts in a good final stint. Messick clawing his way back up the field, back up to 7th. Still has a pit stop to serve. Good Vibes, fresh off the work bus, straight into a 2-hour enduro. Hats off. Our only AMG that run this season, and he pedals it well, don't worry. Oh, we've got yellow flag in Sector 2. 553, that's Heat XL. Oh, he's in the wall. He's in the wall again. He's bounced off the wall again. Oh, these guys return to pits. Kilroy's still in the pits. And here we go. Here comes the battle we've been waiting for. Urban has quietly made his way. Oh, bit of a mistake there from Spawn. That's definitely going to bring Urban in. Oh, Urban too. The boys pushing. The boys are pushing hard. Got a whole gaggle of cars heading into the pits now. Hang in there, boys. Only 48 minutes to go. You've done the hard work. It's all about the run home now. Fix your damage, get some tyres, get some fuel, and send her on home. You never know. Anything can happen. Mac with a commanding lead. 39 laps down. This is the battle. Battle for the final podium position. And you can see Binger not far up the road. So Kilroy's cleared his final pit stop. Should be back on track momentarily. Much better through the bus stop this time for Spawn, with Urban in hot pursuit. Good Vibes does the right thing, lets the boys continue on with their battle, lets his brother up the inside. Got Kilroy, Heat back out on track. Great work, mate. Stick at it, stick at it. Never give up, you never know. And unfortunately for Urban, he's lost a little bit of time getting around his brother there. That's allowed Spawn just to pull out a bit of a gap. But I don't think it'll be too long and he'll be back on him. Kilroy must have unfortunately had some more damage to fix. He's been in the pits for quite a while now. Poor old Kilroy seems to have some major issues in the pit lane, whether it's damage or I'm unsure here. He's been in there for a while now. He's cleared his pit stops, but could have some hardware issues. The car could be severely damaged. Looks as though these boys might have a chance of catching Binger. There's plenty of time left in the race. See Kilroy in the pits there. I'm unsure what's gonna happen there, but looks like Scotty coming up to lap the old boy. McLaren v Audi, Butler. Cycling around, doing some pretty good laps. Very consistent. Messick back up to 6th. Ferrari's looking a little bit straighter than what it was an hour ago, I can tell you now. Very quick, as you can see. 45.8 being his best. Running 46.6 last lap, so definitely in there. Looks like Spawn's pulled a gap on Urban here. And Good Vibes might want his lap back off his brother Urban here. Seems to be that he might be holding him up a little. Kilroy, unfortunately, definitely has some kind of trouble. Has not left the pits for quite a while now. So your race leader with 40 minutes to go, 43 laps down, Mac. 45.8, still being the fastest lap of the race. Here we've got a battle for 7th position, Nobby and the Wolf. The Wolf seems to have a fair bit of damage there on the side of his car. Let's go on board with Nobby Nuts as he chases the Wolf up the hill. Eats a whole lot of curb there, the BMW. Sparks fly from the Bentley. It's like Messick's just made his second and final pit stop. Looks like the AMG team of Kilroy may have parked it for the evening. Car 9 in the pits. That's Urban Ghost making his second and final stop. We'll stay on board with Nobby here in the BMW as he chases down Wolf in the Bentley. Oh yeah, still 1 and 2. Still 1 and 2. Now Wolfie's jumped out of that battle. Gone in for his second and final pit stop. We'll see if Nobby can make some gains here. Maybe able to pick up the position in the pit lane if he has a good lap here.
They could carry me to the podium in Spa face with tears of joy.
They may do, Jason. They may do, mate. Got blue flags. That'll be Mac coming up on Nobby here. On Urban. Urban with a 30-second stop and go. Oh, that's going to crush his run. Not the time to be getting a 30-second stop and go. Devastating. Devastating. It's like Killer. He's parked it for the night. Scotty comes in. Urban will be kicking himself. What a run he had. And now it's just going to disappear. Messick still a lap down, but fighting his way back here. Let's see if Spawn just decides to let him go. He does. He opens the door. Smart racing. It's not going to cost him anything. And Looks like Binger's in the pits for his final stop. Urban still, yep, Urban in the pits now for a 30-second. That's plunged him all the way down the field, unfortunately. He will be dirty. So Butler's going to be the big winner here with his back-to-back pit stop strategy in the middle of the race. See if his tyres hold out. Still has 35 minutes of racing. Urban's completed his pit stop and ends up in 10th position. 9 seconds. So 9 seconds to Butler. I believe he may have time to 10 seconds. I believe he may have time enough to catch Butler here, so we'll watch out for that one later in the race. GT still cycling around, has both his pit stops done. Spawn and Mac.
Sweaty after 2 hours around here. Not much time for a rest.
No, definitely the boys will be sweaty, Jason, that's for sure. And the leader out in front, Mac Main. Does not own the fastest lap anymore. I dare say that'd be Messick. It has a comfortable buffer back to second position.
Sweatier than the priest at a Wiggles concert.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Sorry, I'll delete that.
No, we're up for jokes about priests at Wiggles concerts, mate. That's all good. There's your leader with just over 30 minutes to go. He still hasn't made his final pit stop. Who have we got left? Nobby's in the pits. Spawn still has a stop to make, but he continues on. You can see the sun starting to come up now. We're hoping we don't get too much of a frame rate issue, which happens sometimes. Nobby comes out under blue flags. No, he gets away with it.
Blair didn't have any frame issues in tests here.
Yeah, no, I think it should be pretty good, frame rate. Happens sometimes in ACC when you go from dark to light. But should be okay. There he is, the nut. Says so on the windscreen. He's a nut. The nut bag. Just quietly, I think he'd be glad to get out of the Beamer at the end of the season. Hasn't been his favourite car.
Have you tried the afternoon/night settings for Spa?
No, not yet, mate. I have been working my arse off about 70 hours a week, so hopefully we can give it a crack tomorrow.
have any frame issues going from day to night.
No, mate, should be good.
Hopefully you guys don't get destroyed on lap 1 in Spain.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we'll see how we go. But it is all rouge. It is all rouge. If you add a bit of your favourite stuff, the liquid sunshine, there's every chance a few of us could get destroyed lap 1. We'll see how we go in a few weeks. It's all good fun. It looks like Binger's in the pits.
Yeah, that might take out the whole field.
Yeah.
How those front guys race face with tears of joy.
Could take out the whole field, mate. It could do. Oh, so Mac, the leader's in the pits for his final pit stop. What does Spawn do? Does he pull in behind him? He does.
Be safe from that Merc face with tears of joy.
Yeah. So Spawn has reacted to the leader and dived in the pit lane. Still a 30-second stop for tyres and fuel. So we'll see how this pans out here. Where's car 30? So he's not too far away. I think he's going to land himself back in third position. There goes Mac. Mac's leaving the pit lane.
Extinct car hunts people out the way because we can't do 153s at Paul Ricard.
Oh, yes, yes. Witnessed a bit of that. Witnessed a bit of that. You might have to fire the stewards up, mate. Hand out a few penalties.
Mac Daddy show Binger who's the number 2 driver.
Yeah, that's for sure. Old Mac, he's keeps it on track. He's going to run away with this one. It's well deserved. So Binger is going to be, by the time Spawn gets up to pace here, I'd say, he'll end up about 10 seconds ahead, possibly. "28 minutes to go." Butler has made a couple of positions. Looks like his pit strategy, it was worth a go.
Restrictor and 1000 kgs of ballast. They might only get pole by 1 second then.
Yeah, that's right, mate. It was a good try there by Butler, trying a different sort of pit strategy.
Wolfie having a good race.
Oh yeah, the Wolf, he's been racing well. Solid. Here comes the sun. This might shake a few things up. Getting a few eyeballs and Messick up to 5th. Binger in 2nd with Spawn 9 seconds behind that. Scotty with a good run up into 4th, but a fair way off Binger there. So if the boys keep their noses clean for the next 25 minutes, you could be looking at your podium.
What's the story behind SOS Racing? Surely the Og Wolf Nuts would have been a good team nom, haha.
Mate, as it says, SOS, save our souls. Got Mac coming up onto some lap traffic. No real battles to speak of, as usually happens in these endurance races. Faster guys sort of find their rhythm and get out in front and do those consistent laps. "25 minutes to go. The boys will be sweating. They'll be getting tired. Oh, Mac runs a bit wide there. Will we see some track limits play into this? If Mac can pull off the win here, it'll be well deserved. He's had some bad luck.
How far ahead is Mac?
Mac is about 20 seconds, I believe, ahead of Binger. So he keeps his nose clean. He'll be bringing home the grand final. The big show, our final race of season 8. He'll have deserved it. He's toiled hard on track and behind the scenes. Urban has made his way past Butler, storming home.
Who's winning the championship, or is the track tough?
The guy in the commentary box, I believe, wrapped the championship up last week, but we won't go too much into that. So, yeah. I believe the team championship's still alive.
Half the good stuff.
Yes, the bronze Porsche was retired at Alton Park. Oh, Urban getting a bit wild, and he keeps it off the wall. Keeps it off the wall. That's the last thing he needed with 20 minutes to go after just making the position on Butler.
Then ran to give the other boys a chance, face with tears of joy.
Yeah, no, I'll be full-time in the commentary box next season. Got a lot on at work, so there's a few boys making some moves too, so apart from the guys up front that are always up front, there's some other fellas that are going to be putting the sword to them, I can tell you now, so it's looking good.
Wolfie closing in on spicy nuts.
We'll go and check that out. We've got some comments coming in. And the Wolf closing in on spicy nuts, and so here we go. Generally, the Bentley, as we've found, comes on pretty strong in the battle of who's the number 2 driver. Oh, I don't know about that. I'm just the invitational driver in SOS. My job is to get it in and get in it and send it and don't bin it, and those boys take care of the rest. Let's see if Wolfie here can go up against his Enduro teammate. And he's got a bit of damage there down the side, a fair bit of damage. See that back quarter panel's fairly creased up there.
Is good around Spa on fuel. 132 L tank from memory.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think with the changes, it's down to like 107 or something, but I could be wrong. With the update, sorry, yeah. When they updated, I think she's down to about 107 now, so we'll find out tomorrow. Wolfie doing some good lap times, pretty consistent.
I ran it for the shakedown 2.4 hours, and if you put with 5-10 L left in the tank, it gives you over the max fuel usage, if that makes sense.
Yeah, rightio.
Bit of a fuel glitch.
Well, we'll definitely check it out. Oh, we got a yellow flag. It'll be heat.
Anyways, enough spa chat. Back to the OSA finale.
No, all good, mate. Mac well out in front. Binger a fair way behind now. A fair way behind. Oh, the Ferrari taking a big chunk there. Butler getting out of the way nicely. Respectful racing. See if he can catch Binger. Only 18 minutes to go, and he's a fair way up the track, but you never know. He came on strong in both of the back ends of his stint there at the start and before the second pit stop, so could be chasing him down here. Sniper in fourth with a solid run. I don't see the Ferrari in the background, so he keeps his nose clean. It'll be one of his best performances of the season. Especially at, 12:30 at night over there right now, so next time he complains about how late it is, we'll just remind him of his drive in the finale. Oh, Heat's still cycling around. He doesn't give up easy, this fellow. He just keeps putting in his laps. It looks like Team Kilroy have rolled her back into the transporter. Unfortunate. Started in second, put in a great hot lap. Had pole position for quite a while. But got unlucky with the spin and then a 30-second stop and go. How close is the Wolf? Not really making inroads right now. If anything, I'd say Nobby's kind of pulling a bit of a gap on him there. Here's your leader. Well out in front, he's gone. Got the fastest lap back, 45.4. It's pretty good in race trim after 2 hours of racing. Messick fought his way from last back up to the top 5. An epic drive. He does well to stay out of the way of that section of the track. Heads up driving GT, that's the way, mate. Your race leader, 13 minutes to go. You can just about say he's got it in the bag if he keeps his nose clean. Wolfie not giving up on his pursuit for Nobby. But if you look in the background, Urban is definitely making gains. 12 minutes to go. Can he regain some of the positions he lost through his unfortunate 30-second stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane? He'll want the position for sure. Ten minutes to go. I'm unsure if he'll catch Nobby, but he's definitely going to be climbing all over the back of Wolfie in the next few corners, I'd say. Wolfie there carrying a lot of damage on the driver's side of the Bentley. Obviously come to grief somewhere, but still got his foot in it. sun will be blazing into the driver's eyes there as they come around the first corner. And possibly up the hill here as well. We'll jump on board with Urban for a bit of late race action. He's all over him. 10 minutes to go. See the Bentley suffering for grip there by the looks of it, running wide. Oh, the Audi gets it crossed up and saves it. That'll let Wolfie escape. Just for now. He's sending it in there hard too, is Urban. He wants the position. Oh, runs it wide. The closest battle on track. It's going to come down to the wire for 7th position. He's all over him now. Will he send it down into the first turn? Should get a little bit of a slipstream here up the main straight. I don't think he's close enough to make a move this time around. He's definitely going to work him over. Looks like Messick's lost a couple of positions. Oh, he has a look on the outside, up the S's. Wolfie goes to the centre of the track, blocks him out. He's got the run, but there's going to be nowhere for him to go. He's going to have to tuck it in. They go too wide. Wolfie pulls it wide, and Urban runs on the grass. Oh! And he's taken him out with 6 minutes to go. Oh, holy shit. What did we just see? And here comes Messick. Oh, and the Audi is shot. Oh, with 6 minutes to go, is he going to retire it? Come on, Urban, keep going and finish the race, mate. 6 minutes to go. Looks like he's called it. Oh, that's going to be huge. And he's back in the pit. Dear, oh dear. There'll be some chatting after the race about that one. Wolfie will be kicking himself. Oh, the boys are going nuts here at the end. Goodness me, what has happened? Your race leader, Mac Main, well-deserved win this one. He's toiled hard all season. Deserves the victory in the grand final. It's been a long, long season, 10 rounds of racing over different formats, endurance, sprint rounds, wet weather, nighttime, daytime. Let Spawn go in third position. He'll bring it home in 8th, I would imagine. Messick's the big winner out of that. That was crazy. I'm not sure what they were doing there, but I'm sure they'll sort it out. Nobby with a solid drive in 6th. Nobody around him really to put any pressure on him. Looks like Messick could have a dig here. He's still a lap down though, 7th position, Binger's in 3rd, so it's a race of what could have been for the Ferrari driver. Go on board with Mac, your race leader. 3 minutes to go, 2 laps. A really, really good race by Mac. Got out in front, got pole, got out in front. And hasn't put a foot wrong so far. We'll come to the line. It should be second to last lap now. Spawn in 3rd. Sniper, solid 4th. Great race by Sniper. He's got no pressure. He's just got to bring it home. Good vibes. Battles his way to 5th. Stayed out of trouble. Nobby with a solid drive in 6th. Messick. It's the Wolf after a bit of late race malarkey with Urban, who has retired to the pits, I believe, or is he back on track? No, he's gotten out back on track. Massive damage. Every point counts. They're pretty close in the championship, some of these fellas.
Message.
Yeah, old Messick's down in 7th. It's been an epic drive. Lap 1 carnage and then a stop and go, I believe. We're on our final lap. It's going to be an epic win for Mac. Well deserved.
The leader is on the final lap. Give it a final push.
There's Fabio, comes on the mic. The world's most beautiful crew chief. Gives Mac the message. Final lap. Bring it on home. It's an epic win for Mac. Well deserved. Hats off to Urban. He copped that. Went into the pits. Fixed his damage. Back out on track to finish the race. Never gives up, Urban. Heat, 5 laps down, same troubles, stop and goes, carnage. Back out on track, finishes the race. Bloody legends. So here he comes across the line to take victory. Season 8. The 2-hour Watkins Glen finale. Weaves the car, flash the lights. Congratulations, Mac.
The leader has finished the race.
Epic race win, mate. Well deserved, brother. Binger, solid race. Mac just had the wood on him. He will finish in second. Third place, a solid drive by Spawn. Sniper, one of his best finishing positions all season. 4th place in the big show. Congratulations, mate. Not a bad effort at all. Good vibes is already in the pits. It's the Wolf. He's going to finish no matter what. Well, that's it. Season 8 done and dusted in the books. We're going to have the drivers join, the podium join for some interviews. And that is going to be the end of it for OSA Season 8. Congratulations, fellas. Well done. We got some donuts going off. I'll just wait for the drivers to join the chat. Hopefully they've allowed their mics to be muted, to be heard. Sorry. And yes, we'll get some podium interviews done any time now. So once again, there's your finishing order. Mac Main with the win. Binger second, Spawn third, Sniper fourth, Good Vibes fifth, Nobby sixth, Messick seventh, Wolfie eighth, Butler ninth, GT 7, Urban 11, Heat 12, Kilroy 13th. And here he is, our race 10 winner, Mac. Hey, great race, mate. Well deserved. Pole position and just stayed clean and got an epic win. Congratulations, mate.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Pole was a big surprise. I knew I had the good race car, but I was going to struggle for pole, so missed Apex turn 1. I knew that was going to hurt, and then surprised myself with pole, and then knew it was important to get a good start, especially with being behind you. He's always normally all over you.
Definitely.
And all week there's 4 or 5 of us have been very close together, so surprised myself where that pace came from tonight, but very pleased with the result.
No, mate, congratulations. It was an epic drive, stayed out of trouble, and well-deserved win in the big dance. So, epic drive. Congratulations, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Binger King.
Hey, mate.
That was a good race, mate, but Mac had the wood on you there. He just sort of drove away and stayed clean.
Yeah, he drove well, mate.
And
it was a good race from mate.
Yeah, you had a solid race too, but managed to stay out of trouble. And epic start. Went down the outside of Kilroy and pulled a first turn, got yourself into second, and that was all she wrote.
I had to hope Kilroy made a mistake somewhere. He did, luckily.
Yeah.
And then Spawn was on me for a fair bit of that race. It was good. So I just had to get into a rhythm. I lost 5 seconds trying to get some Panadol into me on the pit stop. I was a bit late.
No, epic race, mate. Congratulations on the podium.
Geez. Well done, Mac. Well done, Spawn.
No worries. And Spawn, third place, mate. Great race, solid race, man. You really put it to Binger there for a while and had a couple of other battles that we caught. So, congratulations on your podium, mate. Great race.
Thank you. Starting to get a few of them together now, which is good. Like to thank everyone. Thank you for putting it all together, and great race by everyone. I think.
Mate, all good. Well, congratulations, you fellas, and that's going to be us for season 8. I'll end the stream there. We're going to take a bit of a break, 6 to 8 weeks. You can catch us on Facebook if you want to join, you want to race, hook us up there, and we'll get you racing. Thanks to you boys for racing, and thanks to all the blokes who raced this season. It's been a nut season, lots of different formats. I want to thank Wolfie and Mac for behind the scenes. They helped me out a shitload. Without them, it wouldn't run as well as it does. And the stewards, they've been busy this year, always putting in a bit of an effort on a Sunday, sometimes longer, just to sort a few things out. And, everybody who races here week in, week out wouldn't happen without you guys. So, thank you all. And I'll end the stream there, and we'll see you next season.